Welcome to another episode of Remembering Who I Am. This is the second one. And because in the last one, or the first one, I spoke about time and I said that'll be a theme for another video, well, might as well just do it now. So let's look at the concept of time. You see? Why do I title this video, You Have All the Time in the World? Because if we honestly look at time, the only time that ever existed or exists, and the reason why I say exist, quotation mark, is because being all this an illusion, there's no such thing as this and there's nothing. It's all that there is. But because it appears as if this is our reality, because it's perceived, not perceived by me, I am not perceiving anything. Perception happens. You see? When you're dreaming and in the dream state, you're dreaming that you're talking to somebody, that you that is in the dream is not seeing anything, but the mind that is dreaming the dream is the one that sees everything. It just so happens that it appears as if he's seeing it through the eyes of the one in the dream. So if this is all a dream, this person is not seeing anything. However, seeing occurs. And it appears that if it's occurring through me, but the only one that is seeing everything is the mind that is dreaming the dream. And I keep putting in quotation marks because if I'm saying that the mind that is dreaming the dream is seeing everything, there's an assumption that there is a happening called separation, individuality, and now that the mind is seeing everything. But if this has never happened, meaning that's what non-duality means, it's non-dual, then this is just sort of like the mind that is dreaming the dream, talking to itself, making believe this is something that is happening when in reality is not happening. That's why this is not something to talk about. This is not a theme that I need to talk about it, because talking about it, who's the one talking about it and to whom? However, this is a happening. That's why the words are pointing. The words are not for you to understand. There's no one here to understand. Understanding is all there is in the moment. So again, now because it appears as if there's an I appears talking to you, of course this is the context in which the belief in time appears. So we're going to use words to begin to dismantle all of that. And again, you'll see it's very, very simple. So let's go back into, I was going to say let's go back in time, meaning that let's go back to the topic of time. So first of all, let's see what we believe time to be, how we define time. Okay? Time is defined as the time that happens between two experiences. Can we agree on that? There's one experience and there's another experience, and the time in between, either this is an experience that is present and the future experience is a time, or this is an experience that is present and there's a past experience, you see, and there's a timeline. That's what we call it yesterday, we call it tomorrow. That's fine. That's the language, that's the distraction. Why do you have all the time in the world? Because the only time that exists is this time, which is not time, it's just this moment. See? The only moment that there is. This is the only moment that there is. Therefore, this moment is infinite. There's no limitation to this moment. This moment is. This is the only time that there is. Pay close attention. When we look at it this way, then the word time disappears. Why? Because this is the only moment that there is. Some may say this is the moment that there is, that it exists in time. But again, this is the only moment that there is. Can we agree on that? And bear with me here, again, don't take anything I said as truth. I'm not here to try to convince anyone of anything, because there's no one to convince, there's no one, there's no me. But within the context we're talking about, this instant, this is all that there is. And this moment is experience. Okay? Now, We said before that time is what is measured between two experiences, right? And yet, we're saying here that the only experience that takes place is the present moment experience. Therefore, if this is the only experience that there could not be any other experience so that I can measure time in between. So the only experience that there is this. Now, you may say, but how about tomorrow? Or how about yesterday? Pay close attention. And again, reflect on this. Whether tomorrow is, which is a concept anyway, but it's an image that you have. Like tomorrow I'm going to the park. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to the park. Or yesterday I had a meeting at work. And you say, the time between this experience and the meeting I have at work, that's what you use time, the idea of time, or the time between this moment experience, which is the only experience that there is, and tomorrow, which is I'm going to the park, that's what you use to believe in time. I repeat, that's what the mind uses to construct the belief in time, to hold on to that belief. But we already said that time has to be measured between two experiences, and the only experience that there is this one, right? So, you say tomorrow I'm going to the park, and you think that's why time is real. Is tomorrow, or the image of going to the park, pay close attention, is tomorrow, or the image of going to the park, is that an experience or is it a thought? Reflect on this. If tomorrow, or the image of going to the park, or whatever image, I don't know, maybe later you have to wash the dishes or wash clothes, I don't care what it is. Whatever that is that an experience or is that a thought? It's obvious that is a thought. It's not an experience. Because the experience is the present moment experience. Now, in the moment that you find yourself washing clothes, that is the experience. But then the idea that I am washing clothes right now, or I'm in the park right now, and yesterday I was watching a video, is the illusion of time. Because in the moment, all that there is walking in the park or washing clothes. And whatever else is a thought. Therefore, because it's a thought and not an experience, where's the time? Time is measured between two experiences, not between a thought and an experience. Right now, for example, my experience or the experience, because there's no such thing as an I. In the first video, you might want to check it out. I went more into all of that. And I may create another video to be more specific about this nature, so we had a particular title or so. I don't know. We'll see. But right now, this is the only experience that there is. There's no time, and because this is the only experience that there is, I have all the time in the world because this is the only time that there is. And if I am washing clothes or I'm thinking I'm going to do something later on, it doesn't matter. All that there is right now, present moment experience. And even the word present doesn't even make any sense because there's no such thing as a present moment experience. All that there is experience, and experience is present. It's not past. It's not future. These are thoughts. Even this present experience is a thought. So even this experience is past. It's not even present. But to try to make it sink, to ease up into this, because if I find myself inspired to create more of these videos, then hopefully it'll be on. This might be sort of established in words are not coming out right now as an awareness. Not because I think that these videos are important, not because I think there's people out there who need to hear these videos, not at all. This is just an occurrence. Right now, in this specifically space and time, whatever you want to call it, in this moment, this is what is occurring. That's it. See? When that becomes more and more established in consciousness, you see, what the experience is, that is a more relaxed experience. Porque no tengo, you see, no tengo, I was going to speak in Spanish, it's my first language, I'm sorry. And because I have nothing to do. There's nothing to do. See, it appears as if I have things to do because the mind is engaged in thought. But in reality, this is all there is. So if this is all there is, what there is to do? And you go, yeah, but I got to do this. Yeah, wait, hold it then. What happened in that moment is that the mind began to generate thoughts, and it bought into the thought, overlooking the fact that all that there is this experience. You can argue with me all you want on this one. And I may say this very arrogantly, you're going to lose. Because all there is this present moment experience, and everything else is a thought. Yeah, you may argue, but your argument is just basically believing your thoughts. That's it. Because whether you believe in the future or a past, and you even tried all the evidence that the future is true or the past is true, all that there is this instant. And even if you were to show me evidence of a past or a future, look, this is the evidence that says that a past existed, all that there is present moment experience showing an evidence of a thought about the past. But in this moment, if you're showing me the evidence, will be, this is the evidence, but all that there is present moment experience, which in this case would be showing an evidence. But you tell me this is the evidence that the past occurred, and my question is, where is the past? Where is it? No, but the evidence says that you were born in that year. Fantastic. Where is that year? Where is that past? Isn't it a thought? And if it's a thought, which it is, when is this thought happening? The thought, not the experience, the thought in the present moment. So, if time is measured between two experiences, and the only experience that exists is the present moment experience, this present moment experience with that thought does not create time, because there's no such thing as having two experiences simultaneously. It's just the illusion that the mind creates to believe that there is such thing as time, but in reality, all that there is this instant. And in this instant, which is all there is infinite. That's why you have all the time in the world, because this is all there is. And then the mind begins to rest. I don't have things to do. That's an illusion. All there is this moment. That's all there is. And I find myself doing whatever it is that I'm supposed to do in the moment. I may have a thought that says, I have a song that I need to mix. No, that's a thought. That doesn't mean that in the future I'm going to mix that song. I don't know if I'm going to mix that song until I find myself in the computer mixing it. See? And then it's very simple how life is just taking care of everything, because life is taking care of this moment, which is the only one that there is. And every single, whether you call it teaching or philosophy, not only just from, let's say, Advaita or Course in Miracles or the Bible or anything, they all somehow agreed in the fact that this is all there is. And they make references of not trying to worry about a future, because there is no future. All that there is this present moment. And in this present moment, which is all there is, there's no need for anything. See? Except that the mind, which first believed that it's a person, an individual, and that creates the illusion of a need for something, when in reality, right now, this is all there is. But in general terms, in reality, nothing is happening. There's not even a need for me creating a video, because there's no one out there, there's no one here, there's no one. But the message, the central message behind all that is that, yeah, it's pointing towards truth, which is not pointing towards, because this is all there is. But while it appears that there's an I who's sharing a message, because this is what's happening, and it appears that it's a you listening to it, because that's what appears to be happening, this is very, very simple. The message is very, very simple. Again, I don't need to explain the concept of time like I just did in this video, but this explanation, it seems to occur because the mind that is so engaged in a very strong belief system, which is the belief I, this is the only belief system that there is. This is the moment I believe in this I, this person, this idea, this individuality, from there all the different belief systems are constructed. Because if there's no I, there's no belief system, there's nothing. So all we're doing is just basically using words to deconstruct. And in that deconstruction, the awareness of who I am, that's why these videos are remembering who I am, which is an oxymoron, because there's no one to remember anything, but this is the limitation of language, and I will be saying that over and over again in videos, if I continue doing videos in English, you know. So that's why this interaction appears to occur. Aside from that, this is just a remembering, a reminder. Again, remembering, we're talking about the past. I'm remembering the past. This, we usually associate remembering with the past. No, it's an awareness of what is. You see, and that's why the simplicity of this is that it requires nothing of me. I need do nothing. Nothing. Just being. So a concept of time shows up. A video like this simply just lets the mind remember that this is all there is. You see? And we don't have to get into all the details, because the mind has a fixed idea of who it is or who it thinks it is. The mind believes that it's this body, and therefore the mind believes that this whole dream is its reality. And the mind believes that there's past and present and future, and even the mind believes in the context of present in order to hold on to this idea of an I who seems to be in the present. You see, so that's why even that falls away. So then he uses the very same concepts, you see, to deconstruct this idea. So when the concepts are deconstructed and there's no longer a belief in them, then the awareness of what I am is not something that I experience, it's just simply what is. You see? So going back to the topic we're addressing here, if you look at time now, you can relax, because all that there is this moment. And when there's an awareness of that, the relaxation comes from knowing that the future is this instant, and this instant is reshaping itself all the time. So now life is not something that I try to control, which I never did anyway, but it appears to be. And now life is a total open space where I observe how life moves this idea, this character, this whatever, it moves it, you see, to do what it does, or to do what it does, right? That'll be the right way of saying it. If not, English is my second language. To do whatever it's doing, you see. And then, where's the worry? Like the Bible says, don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow have its own worries or whatever. What is it telling you? Now the mind goes in there, oh, that means that I don't have to worry about today, but because tomorrow is going to bring my own worries. No, what he's telling you is that there's no such thing as tomorrow. Because when tomorrow shows up, then that'll be the present moment. And that's how you know that there's no such thing as tomorrow. I don't have any idea in which direction my life is going, but I rest in the awareness that life is in control of everything and that life is moving me. Therefore, just by being aware of that, the guilt begins to fall away. And the worry as well. Am I saying that I never worry and I never feel guilty? I didn't say that. I said that if worry happens, it's just what is. And if guilt happens, it's just what is. But I am not doing anything. This is what is happening through me. And that awareness, it is there. That's it. Yeah, I would say yes. But I don't know what this character is going to live, because I don't know what life has in store for me, what this illusion, this dream has in store for me. It's like when you go to sleep at night and you dream. If I were to ask you today, can you tell me what you're going to be dreaming tonight? You're going to say, I don't know. It's a surprise. But when you wake up the next morning, you said, this is what I dreamt. You see? So I don't know what my dream is going to be like. I can tell you what has been dreamt as I look at all the different experiences that it appeared that I had, but all these are thoughts and memories that means nothing. If I don't make anything important out of any of those thoughts, then life is this instant, and then where's time? This is it. And that's why I have all the time in the world. And you see, it's funny because I was going to say, you have all the time in the world. Or I can say, me as well as you have all the time in the world. Or we have all the time in the world. But again, this is what sometimes can bring confusion, because it believes that there's an I talking to a you and there's us. But because this is where it appears, that's where we appear to be, where I appear to be, where you appear to be, the message can be conveyed even when we're using a language that is very dual, because language itself is dual, because in reality there's who will be communicating to. You see? So these words, these symbols that appears in consciousness, which is all there is, are just basically symbols that are reminding consciousness that consciousness is all that there is. You see, that God is all that there is. That love is all that there is. That this is all that there is. And there's nothing else to say.